Ruchim Habaim, welcome friends. I have in front of me the Ashkenaz Art Scroll Interlinear Translation Siddur, and I want to open it up and share what I have discovered reading in one of the most popular prayers called Ana Bekoach. In Ana Bekoach, we have here in the comments, in the footnotes here, discusses the origin, and it says, "We beg you with strength." So, as I have here, Ana Bekoach, we beg you with strength. Tradition ascribes this mystic prayer to the Tana Ar Nechunya ben Chachana. It contains 42 words, the initials of which form the secret 42-letter name of God. Moreover, the 6 initials of each of its 7 verses form divine names. The Kabbalists teach that it should be divided into phrases of 2 words each, but our translation follows the division indicated by a simple reading of the phrases. Now, this 42-letter name, the sages say it originates in Bereshit chapter 1. And they're letters. But as I was actually reading through this prayer, I couldn't help but focus on the third line. Now, before I discuss this, we have this 42-letter name discussed in the Zohar as well. And here I have in the Zohar, Bereshit A, in the section, "And the earth was without form." And it says the Zohar speaks of the 42 unique letter sequences that were created to aid in the revelation of light in all the worlds. These 42 letters are one of the most important names of God in existence. The Kabbalists reveal these sequences through Ana Bekoach, a simple prayer recited daily that conveys enormous blessing and prosperity, healing, and well-being. This text on the power of the Ana Bekoach helps amplify the effect of the 42 letters in our lives. And as I have here before me, the prayer, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. And in each of these rows, you have 6 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which equals 42. And down here I have labeled, as the Zohar reveals, that the first line is Chesed, second Gevurah, third Teferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchus. And again, as I was reading through this prayer, I focused on this line specifically. Something just made me focus on it. And so, what does this third line say? Na gibor dorshe yichudecha kebavash shamreim. Which means, please, O strong one or almighty one, those who foster your oneness are like the pupil of an eye. Guard them. And when I read this, I thought of something. But first something made me decide to look at the Roche tables, the initial letters of these 6 words. The Nun, the Gimel, the Dalet, the Yud, the Kaf, and the Shin. And I decided to add these letters up with their numerical values. And it comes to the numerical value of 387, which is interesting, because if those know about me and watch my videos, I commonly reveal the numerical value of Yeshua, which happens to be 386, plus 1 for the word itself is 387. Okay, you might say, okay, that's a coincidence, but you're trying to stretch this. Well, maybe, but then I decided to take the last letters of these 6 words and see what I find. And so I took the Aleph, the Resh, the Yud, the Kaf, the Tav, and the Mem, and I added them together. And it actually happens to total 671, which again is mind blowing because 671 is the numerical value of Yeshu HaNotzri. And this third line represents Tiferet, which can be described as the heart or the Torah that is written on our hearts. In the Gospels, Yochanan, it says, the Word became flesh. Really, the Torah became flesh. Elsewhere in the Zohar, it also talks about Bezalel, the carpenter, who actually built the Mishkan using the 42 letters of the name. But that's not all. Also, these last letters, Aleph, Resh, Yud, Kaf, Tav, and Mem, actually, when you bring these letters together, they can actually be split into 2 words. Arich Tam. What is Arich Tam? Arich means long, as we discuss in Kabbalah terms, Arich Anpin, which means long face. Tam can mean blameless. And when you read these words together, it can literally mean we will prolong the blameless one. And so, to me, this is very fascinating. I just slowly started to decipher this third line. I thought it was absolutely amazing. Not only this, it says, your oneness is like the pupil of an eye. It describes the children of Israel as a pupil of an eye. I also had another thought about this. In a very controversial section of the Gemara, the Talmud, Gittin 57a, we read a story that some may find offensive or hard to grasp. Me, I've done a video in the past about this section, and you could look it up. Perhaps I'll put it in the description. But we see the story of Onkelos, and he raised, it says here in the English, the sinners of Israel through necromancy. Now, some say that he raised Jesus. And Onkelos asked him, who is prominent in that world, the world to come? And Yeshua answers Onkelos and says, Israel. Onkelos asked him, should I join them, convert to Judaism? And he answered Onkelos, He said, seek their benefit, do not seek their harm. And he says, whoever touches them is like the one who touches the pupil of his eye. And so here, even though the Talmud describes Yeshua in a place that's filthy, Yeshua defends Israel, the children of Israel, and says they are the pupil of his eye. Just like the third line in Bekoach says, please, O strong one, those who foster your oneness, like the pupil of an eye, guard them. And is this all a coincidence that Yeshua just happens to be in the center of Bekoach? I don't think so. I think there's something deeper here, and the 42-letter name is very mysterious, and there's a whole lot more that could be revealed. But I just wanted to share what I uncovered, and I hope you enjoyed it. And on that note, shalom.